What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Airing It Out, your favorite air conditioning and plumbing podcast. Welcome back. Of course, I'm Dan, Internal Operations Manager here with Best Air Conditioning Plumbing Repair. Today, though, in the hot seat, we have Robert. Robert is our Field Operations Manager. Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself, Robert?
All right. Hi, my name is Robert Maderick, and I'm our Field Operations Manager, which means I'm responsible for all of our HVAC technicians, plumbers, and install team. I have actually been doing HVAC for just over 10 years now, and I've been with Best Air Conditioning since day number one. So pretty, excited to see like how this has turned out. Now we're doing podcasts. I've done HVAC, family man, like sports. What do you want to know, Dan?
How'd you get into the field?
Well, actually, I was working at a car wash, and Dan told me he was going to trade school, and I was like, all right, let's go to trade school. And we went to trade school. Then Dan's career took him one way. Mine took me to work with our owner, Jason Henderson, as a duct cleaner. And then I became like an installer, then a technician, slowly became our HVAC manager, and then I got promoted to the outside or internal or field operation manager. And the rest is kind of history, and we're rolling.
Yeah, We are. We sure are rolling. You miss the field?
Every once in a while. The field is completely different than office life. Like, they have their pros and cons. The office life is great because, get here at 7, gone at 4, maybe be available for my phone for some of the technicians still in the field. But, being a tech was great. It had the only downside was the inconsistent schedule, but I loved meeting customers all the time. Every day was the same enough, but different enough.
Out in the wilds.
Yeah. I also like kind of like figuring out people's problems, getting to meet all the different people was great. I met everyone from every kind of walk of life, from different countries, different cities, people born and raised here, all over parts of town, seeing beautiful, beautiful neighborhoods, stuff.
And some weird neighborhoods.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah, some beautiful ones too.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get started, we have some specific stuff we want to talk about today. But the first thing I want to ask you is, you're an AC guy.
Mm-hmm.
You like to be comfortable, I'm guessing.
Yeah, of course.
In life.
Yeah.
What's your thermostat set to right now?
Right this second, 75 degrees.
75?
Yeah.
What about overnight?
Overnight, it drops to 70 degrees at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
70, and then what about in the winter?
In the winter, the heater running in our house is extremely rare. Now, I just put in a new air conditioning system in our house, a new variable speed 2-stage furnace. So I didn't like that single stage equipment would like the furnace comes on and it almost kind of like cooks you and it's overly hot inside your house. So with the 2-stage furnace, I'm very interested, but I would say like heating would be like 65 to 67 at the highest. Like that was like, people are coming over that don't like freezing all the time. I was like, okay, we got to put on the heat a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So pretty cool in the summer, not the coldest I've seen. Yeah. But pretty cool. And then pretty cool in the winter. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I don't know what your parents used to keep it at. My dad used to keep it like 82 in the house during the summer. And I would like sneak out, turn down to 78. That's how I'd sneak out. Just turn the thermostat down.
No, I was literally talking to my mom the other day on the phone, and she told me, because I was talking to her about like, hey, winter time coming up. She's like, oh, okay, so I finally get to save on my power bill. I was like, yeah, but gas got expensive out of nowhere. She's like, I never turned my heater on, so I got that habit from my parents. They were always in the low 70s, and as crazy enough as it sounds, was heater off. Like doors and windows open, just freezing all the time.
Sounds familiar.
I like it cold, but I remember when I was a kid, I had my own space heater in my room just in case it got like too cold. So like there is a balance there. Okay. Yeah.
No balance for me. As cold as it gets. I live in a fridge. All right. So what I want to talk to you about today, I've heard a little bit about it. I'm not as familiar. I'm not in the field anymore. I'm not dealing with the field technicians nearly as much anymore. So there's SEER 2, some kind of efficiency standards that are taking place here in the next few months, it seems like. So can you explain that to me? Because I know what SEER is obviously, but I'm not familiar with SEER 2 at all.
Sure. So SEER is an acronym, stands for Seasonal Energy Efficiency Ratio. For you guys at home, it pretty much is just your miles per gallon for your air conditioner. So it's a way that they have a number system that can tell you like the lower the number, the less efficient is, the higher the number, the more efficient is. So the higher the number, the better. And we have seen SEER changes in the past. So I believe it was 2006. We went from 10 SEER as a minimum to 13 SEER as a minimum. Then I think it was 2013. We went from 13 SEER to 14 SEER. So this is not like a new thing. It's just a new evolution. The things that make this energy efficiency change different is we're going from SEER to SEER 2. And obviously it's seasonal energy efficiency ratio 2. But what they did was they changed the testing protocols to make them more like real life applications. Before, they would test in a laboratory with no duct work on it, and it was very easy for them to get these numbers that weren't achievable in the field. Now they're testing them in real life situations that you would likely see these numbers. So when we say 17 SEER, it's more like you're actually going to achieve 17 SEER if they tested it in your home.
Okay, so not ideal circumstances, everything perfect, laboratory conditions. It's like actual, in-home applications is going to be efficient. So an old 17 versus a new 17 is going to be way more efficient. Yeah,
for example, like the new models that we have coming up to meet this new regulation says nominal SEER rating 18.6, SEER 2 rating 17. So it's like they're
showing both still.
They're showing both, and I think that's so technicians can understand kind of like, oh, it used to be equivalent to an 18.6. This is now actually to the new standard 17.
So even the current stuff, a minimum 14 will be less than a 14.
Yes.
Based on the new. Okay. So you talk a little about new equipment. So I've heard a little about that as well. The SEER 2 is a new style of testing, but also they are changing standards. Is that right? So you talk about the new minimum in 2006, 2013.
Yep.
I'm guessing there's another new minimum standard coming out.
Yeah, there's a new minimum standard where it has to meet SEER 2 16.2, and I think it's 17 SEER standard SEER.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So what does that mean for the industry? What does that mean for homeowners? What does it mean for us?
Yeah. So, it's early September right now for, us, and we've already seen it kind of start to take effect, because this one's also different in the regard of in 2006 and 2013, you were able to sell your stock. The manufacturers were able to sell their stock until it was gone. So which means when it went into effect, like January 1st, 2013, we had about a year's left of stock to get rid of. So it wasn't like 13 to 14. You had the option between the two of the old stock or the new stock, whichever one you wanted to go to. This one's different in the regards of January 1st this year. We won't even be able to install, sell, anything, give away anything that doesn't meet the new SEER 2 standard. So it's January 1st.
So anything that's existing right now has to be gone before January, not gone, has to be installed before January 1st.
Yeah.
Or destroyed or taken back or something.
Now, if it's existing installed in your house, no one's going to come and knock on your door and be like, give me your old 10 SEER. They're not going to do that. It's just when you come time to replace your system, you're just going to have something that is going to have to meet that. And now, it being early September, we're already seeing the kind of whiplash of that, because all the manufacturers and vendors are kind of afraid of being caught with all this equipment that they can't sell. So we're already seeing that the old stock is starting to dwindle fast. Like we're at the point now where we're actually carrying both models because out of necessity, because the old one's getting harder and harder to get, because they're not going to be stuck with a bunch of stock to destroy that they put all these dollars into.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, is there anything homeowners need to prepare for this, or?
No, they don't. The only thing that I would just, it's obviously better equipment, right? It's going to be better equipment. Now, I don't know if that's what your house needs or what your power bill exactly needs, but it does mean about 20 to 30% more cost on these things, because
more cost on like the cost to install
for everybody, right? Because we're paying more for it because it's better equipment, obviously,
but not cost to operate, cost to install it.
Yeah, it's cheaper to operate, but it's more expensive for us to buy, which means it's more expensive for us to install. So it's one of those things where people that are waiting, and we hear it every year, oh, I'm not going to replace it before it dies. Fine, it's your house, your decision, do whatever you want. We're here just to advise. But they may have gotten a price this year and decided to hold off. And then next year when it finally does die, now they have to buy this more expensive equipment than they need. So while we still have this, we're running great deals to get it out of here, because we don't want to be stuck with it either. Neither do they. So we're running, specials to get them out of the way. So if you're one of those people that's waiting for it to die, just know next year, among all the other inflation problems, all the, COVID, product problems, it's going to add on top of that. So we've seen kind of like higher prices continuously since 2020, and this is just going to be like the cherry on top. Like, hey, now if it wasn't expensive.
So basically, for the kind of budget friendly shopper who's looking to just get something that's better than what they have right now. Because even the minimums right now are probably better than what people have on their houses. So budget friendly shopper who's looking to get something that's just kind of, reasonably priced. That new reasonably priced is going to be, you said 20, 30% more expensive next year, just for kind of the the builder grade kind of bare minimum. Okay.
So like even like the basic equipment we have, the one that's going out January 1st is amazing equipment. You know, it's better than most builder grade. It's just the standard offering that they have. But for most people that are giving us that, oh, I'm going to wait till it dies, or I'll do it when I get my taxes, which is something we hear all the time as well. Those people like are trying to do this as cheap as possible, and you know they're going to have better efficiency. It's going to be a better unit than what they have, and waiting may force them to buy maybe equipment that they're going to see amazing savings, but maybe it's not what they needed. Maybe they just need a small jump, and if they did that before January 1st, they wouldn't have to have it. They would have the choice between the two instead of being forced to buy the higher end one.
Got you. Okay. And so you said that existing kind of stock, manufacturers are already starting to limit that a little bit, what's available. So if someone is interested in getting this kind of old standard, but still really good equipment installed, just give the office a call. What's the best thing for someone to do if they want just some more information?
Sure. Yeah. They can always call the office, call into the office, speak to one of our customer service reps and get something set up, and this is why we actually do free estimates. We know it's a big decision. Some people are just looking for some advice on how to go through this. So we do it as a free estimate to come in, survey everything out, make sure everything's sized properly, make sure we take all the data to piece it together in the most efficient configuration we possibly can in that house. We do that all for free, and it takes about an hour and a half to get from start to finish to go through all the products that are available to you. And, no obligation to act. It's just purely a consultation. And yeah, we do that for free.
Sure. And we have a lot of people who just want some information, have us come out and just kind of go over, even technicians, I'm sure, can probably explain this stuff in person a little bit better and how it would affect a specific home in a certain way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and reach out. If you guys have any questions, call the office. Be happy to help you out, get someone out there. Robert, is there anything else that you wanted to add on SEER 2, efficiency, any of the stuff at all?
No, I mean, obviously this is something that's an attempt to be more efficient, more green. So it is good. I know we kind of talked about it like, hey, this can be more expensive and you're going to be forced to do this. It's actually a good thing for the industry, moving to be more efficient constantly. So it's a good thing at the same time where it's just, we want to make sure homeowners are informed on this kind of stuff. Make sure that you know what's going to happen. So like I said, if you guys didn't get enough information here, you guys can always call in and ask to speak to someone, or we can set up an appointment for a free consultation in person. As we're moving into the winter, we're doing specials on your maintenance, which you should be doing maintenance on your equipment yearly. So once for the heater, once for the air conditioner. And maybe you're one of those people that's, not sure where your equipment stands, and us coming in and telling you how it looks right then and there. And we'll check the entire system, AC, heat, everything, the duct work, just to see where you stand. Is this something you need to be